You're listening to the Monday Night Community Show with Daniel on BRFM.
So we're now joined with Victoria Ley, and we're going to be talking all about her book, Darkseed Awakening. Firstly, thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you for having me here today, Daniel.
So could you give us an introduction to what your book, Darkseed Awakening, is all about, Victoria?
Awakening is the first book in the Darkseed series, and they're a series of supernatural horror novels that are primarily set here on the Isle of Sheppey. The story follows two teenage girls who become entangled in the occult and magic, right. Ghosts and random dark fantasy stuff.
So when did you start writing them, Victoria?
This book I started, I actually wrote the draft of it when I was in high school, but I didn't do anything else to do with it until like a couple of years ago. But I started writing like stories for myself when I was in primary school. I've just always enjoyed reading and making up my own stories. It was just something I've always done.
So is it nice to revisit this book in a way? Because you said you started it when you were young and now you come back to it. Is that quite nice? Are you looking at things in a different way?
Yeah, definitely. If I'd written this book when I was in high school, it wouldn't be the standard it is now. Back then it was an idea. It was something that I wanted to do because I liked the supernatural series, things like Buffy and X-Files and all that sort of thing, and I'd sort of conceived the idea when I was in high school that I wanted to write that kind of story myself. And I'd written the ideas for it, but it was literally just a few years ago that I decided I need to actually do something with this now. I'm ready to take it to publishing standard.
We are at the moment joined with Victoria, talking all about her book, Darkseed Awakening. So we are joined with Victoria at the moment. We're talking all about her latest book, Darkseed Awakening. Now, you were telling us that you've based it here on the Isle of Sheppey. Why did you decide to pick somewhere local to base your book?
I think that the island, in terms of the horror point of view, is a perfect locale for that genre. Although we have everything on the island that we need as a community to get on with, we're also isolated. We're connected to the mainland with a bridge, so you can be quite easily cut off and secluded. And also in terms of weather and atmosphere, we have marshlands and farmlands here on the island that we have mists and stuff that come off of. We have weather that comes from the sea that it all adds to the atmosphere that you don't get on the mainland. And I think that people that don't live on the island, they would notice the sort of the difference in setting. So
are there any other perhaps writers that influence you and inspire you?
There are plenty. I've grown up reading everything I can lay my hands on, basically, but there are two main kinds of writers that inspire me. There are those that you read their books and they're amazing and you get pulled into their world and you experience what it is they've written about in, those few hundred pages that you're reading. You live the story with them. And you just want to write something that good yourself. And then, of course, there are the ones where you read their books and you think, how on earth has this got published? And you think, if somebody can get past an editor and a publisher with this, then I'll probably have a pretty good shot.
We are talking all about Darkseed Awakening. It's Victoria's book right here at BRFM. So we are talking here at the Monday Night Community Show all about Victoria Ley's book, Darkseed Awakening. Now, how is the book doing at the moment?
So far it's been very well received. I have a lot of reviews online on Amazon and at my publisher, Music Up Publishing's website. Also, I have a Facebook page. If you search Darkseed Awakening through Facebook, you'll find it, where people sort of drop in, they give me their comments and their feedback towards the book and how they've read it and what their comments are to do with it. It seems to be doing quite well. There's quite a few times where it has peaked in Amazon's horror fantasy bestsellers list. It's gone sort of top 30 in there, which was a big deal at the time. Yeah. People are obviously reading it, and getting the feedback that I've been getting it's been really good, because Darkseed is an ongoing series, so there have been comments that people have made where they've not liked certain things that have been touched upon in the book, and because it's a series I can I can adjust that. I can, you know, in future books, if there's something that's really not being too popular, then I can change it. So the feedback, I do really appreciate it, and anything anyone has to say, I would like to hear.
So what else do you do when you're not writing, Victoria?
I'm quite dull. I'm pretty much always writing. If I'm not physically at a laptop putting the story down, I'm thinking about doing it. I do also work in film and television, usually as an extra. Sometimes something a bit meatier, more interesting comes along, but the majority of the time I'm kind of there in the background.
Victor, I'd like to thank you very much for coming along and tell listeners all about your latest book.
Thank you very much for having me, Daniel.